What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So at the time that I'm making this video, Black Friday just passed and Christmas, and a few aftermarket websites were putting parts for sale. So I just decided to just jump the fence and get a few things. And today I'm going to be installing something that might be my second, or if not my favorite thing, next on the car. And one of the items that I decided to get is from Auto Addict, and I got a Dark Horse performance swing for my S650 Mustang. What I have now is the stock spoiler, and it's kind of funny because when I spec'd this car out, I wanted the spoiler delete, but after watching a few videos, I seen that if you got the spoiler delete, then certain holes wouldn't be on there and I will have to drill some. So it's a good thing that I have the rear spoiler. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just put this together right now and see how it's gonna look, and then after that I'm gonna take the spoiler lip off. Alright, so I just took everything out the box, and it looks like it came in 12 separate pieces, but 2 of them you can interchange, which is these 2 pieces over here. It's basically like a worker bell for the wing, and the only difference is that this one is more transparent than this one. This one is more darker, which I might go with this one right here. So it looks like that this didn't come with instructions, and I couldn't find any videos on how to install it. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard, but just in case, I'm gonna do an overview on this side and then just do this side later. So the first part that I put on was this side fin. It comes with 2 of them, but you can tell which one goes to which side by the way that this is indented. And the screws that I put in were these smaller ones. So after you get the side fin on, the next thing I'm gonna do is put this 3M tape on there, and then look for this piece to stick this on there so you don't see the holes for the screws. So just like this, once you get the tape on there, you're gonna peel this back and you just slap this on there. Let's peel this back. And then slide this in there the best that you can. Just like that. I'm going to fix it up a little more, but basically you get the idea. So once you got this sticked on, next thing you're going to put on is this part right here, which is going to be for the passenger side. And I have them both laid out right here. So if you're holding the wing upside down like this, curving like this, you're going to grab this piece right here, which it has some screws right here that you will put in the holes just like this, if that makes sense, because this is going to mount on the trunk. Okay, so once you got the passenger base mounted, you're going to do the same thing what you did here, and you're going to look for the right sticky, and then just put this on. Once you get the cover plate on, I do recommend just holding it for maybe like 20 to 15 seconds just to get the adhesive to bond better. Same thing with the bottom one. But once you do that, you can move on to the next side. So I just finished putting this on. It's basically the same exact thing as the other side. Now what we got left is the middle piece, which is this piece right here, and look like it'll go on like that. So what I used to screw on these 2 sides was this Husky, but it turns out that for these sides it was fine, but for the middle piece you need to have a longer screwdriver to fit through here, so you'll be able to screw in through here down there. So I did have to look for a longer Phillips head screw. Alright, so I just got the whole wing put together. I still gotta put this on, but I'll put that on at the end. But I got the middle piece on. It was kind of a pain, and also the side parts. So next thing to do after this is you're gonna go to your trunk. I'm hoping that this isn't gonna be too much, because I know that I'm gonna have to remove more than just this spoiler. This whole piece right here has to come off. It might sound confusing, but I'll show you what I mean. So I believe what I have to do is I have to remove these grommets right here, these 2 screws right here, and I'm gonna have to remove this liner. Alright, so I just took the trunk liner off. I used this clip removal tool. They were kind of tough, but you know, I tried my best not to break any. So you're gonna take off 11 screws. So there's one right here, a 10 millimeter. These 2 right here, 7 millimeters. I have another same thing on this side, 10 millimeter and 2/7. We take off 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So I just got all 11 screws out, but I want to show you guys something so you don't make a mistake. So these three were pretty easy, same thing with the other three, but these three were kind of far in there. You had to get an extended ratchet, and you also want to be careful because if you unscrew it out all the way, it could potentially fall in through here, and that would be a bad day. So what I did is I just cracked all of them and loosened them up a bit and just held it like this and then unscrew it out and then carefully got it out from the bottom just so you can avoid dropping it in through the trunk. Alright, so once you get all 11 screws out, you can essentially just pull it off. Obviously be careful. There's double-sided tape on them. If I'm doing this in December, so it's not that warm, so you can probably get a heat gun. But if you're doing this in the summer, it might be even easier. But just essentially just pull it apart. Alright, so I just got the spoiler part out, and this is what I mean that it was more than just the spoiler. It was two pieces. The other piece hides away all of the bolts, and you're gonna take out the camera as well. So we're gonna remove the spoiler from this part right here because this part is needed to mount on the new wing and then put back on the trunk. So when you were pulling the trunk piece out, don't pull from the spoiler but pull from here because this is still bolted on. Okay, so there should be this plastic piece that should be connected like this. I already removed all the screws, which are these T15 screws, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them around. I honestly forgot where they were at, but there are 8 of them, and this is how it should end up. And I believe we now just have to just push these out and I'll see what happens. So guys, it's the next day. The last step that I was doing was taking the spoiler lip off the trunk. I have it right here. I did manage to get the spoiler lip off. It took me longer than I expected it to because of all the glue that they had adhesed to it. My next step is going to take all this glue off. I do have a heat gun, so hopefully it doesn't take too long. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it down and get all of this dust, or most of it that I can, off. And then use the heat gun, just try to scratch the glue off. So I just got the wing on the trunk, and the glue was pretty hard to get off. I honestly didn't even get all of it, if you can see that. What I essentially did was grab my heat gun and just rolled the glue off like that, but it was so hard to get off. I already put the plastic bracket on there and also the backup camera. So now I'm just gonna essentially just do reverse on the trunk. So I just got the wing back on the trunk. Just screwed in the two 7mm on both sides. They supplied 2 nuts for these two since now it is sticking out. So I went ahead and did those. It was 10mm. And then I put these 5 screws back on. So now that's all left is to put the trunk liner on and then put the wing flap on. So I just got the fender liner back on. And this is how the wing looks like without the gurney flap. Looks pretty cool. So it came with 2 flaps. It came with a more transparent and then a smoked one. I'm gonna go with the smoked one. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that there's gonna be. And they supplied, look like this, 6. But you only need 4. So I'm gonna get this on the wing and I'll show you how it looks. Alright, and this is how it will look all put together. Got a bit of dust on there, I'll clean it up later. And like I did mention, I did miss a couple glue spots here. Eventually I will get it, but at the moment I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, this is basically how it looks. If you had the little spoiler like I just had, then this is definitely an upgrade. Alright, and this is how the car looks like in the sun. The car is lower than iBox Sportline springs, but I feel like with the wing it makes it look just a little bit more lower. And from the back it looks so much more cooler now. I do have 2 more parts that I'm gonna do. I have them in my house right now, so I'll try to get a video of that as soon as I can. but this wing looks so much more cooler now. And although the flap is smoked, it is kind of transparent. I don't know if you can tell, just a little bit. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I want to try and start making more videos. I got more things that I want to do to this car, and I still have my EcoBoost. There's actually just a few things that I want to do to this. I mean, it's basically already done. Like this side of the splitter's fine, but at this part of the splitter I hit a parking block, so I gotta fix that. I also need to get new headlights, specifically this side. Got a little bug in there because I got a crack, so maybe I'll get a replacement for that, or maybe just new headlights. Also, I don't know if you can tell, this side I have my exhaust tip, and then this side it completely fell off. The reason for that is because when I went to go to the muffler shop for this car, I just told him that I wanted a straight pipe, so I didn't really have an exhaust for it. So being that the pipe's broke, I want to actually get an exhaust for it. I don't know, let me know if you have any ideas on what I can do. And the same thing for this car. Well, hope you liked this video. I'll see you guys next time.